So, hi, this is Sangeeta, and I appreciate you being here for this broadcast that I am sharing with you today. And uh, let me welcome you all to this broadcast of three secrets to become resourceful, to get unstuck, and take control back of your life. Why this is very important is, like, say, you might be in some you might be a professional facing lot of trouble which are not workplace related. So what do? Who to go, right? So many might be of, say, very personal. So uh, sorry. Mm, just a minute, give me a second. So if you see, this is about solving kind of what do you do, like, say, you go to your seniors, you go to your bosses, to the HR, and try to tell them about your promotion, your growth, right? And they are not convinced about your promotion opportunity, because you might not be having a high degree, right? And some other people are getting ahead of you because of some degree. So if that is the kind of problem with you, then this is the solution for you. What? Like, say, you are when the HR says that you are not deserving enough, then you can show that you can be responsible, you can have accountability, you can have authority, and you can bring in growth, right? So uh, So the next is kind of uniquely crafted. So what you will get here is uniquely crafted success map. Be the person in reckoning, be sought after, and ready for 3x growth. This is some of the photographs that I was chosen to go to Canada for a study trip because of my success as a resourceful person. This is Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve, where I turn a food scarce, where people didn't have much to eat. They got sufficient to eat and also to sell. This is what I have been doing. And people also in Bandhavgarh, they won. The ladies, the illiterate ladies, were the leaders out here. They won about 17 awards, including the CII award, which carries 1.5 lakh cash. And this is this is recognition of my work, wherein I've been like, say, the best stories of change I did. So that is why I'm winning an award. And uh, this was another from the chairman of my company. This is the Canada trip that I was describing about, and I was chosen to be one of the 33 ladies who made a significant change in the people's life. And this is at Jharkhand, where I kind of revived a dead watershed. And this is Mr. Vijay Mahajan, who is known as the father of microfinance in India. He has to say that he says that no matter wherever you are, you can bring change. So that is what he has to say. And exact words are, you are an amazing person, and you can come up with relevant innovations needed at the base of the pyramid, that is the remotest people, the undeserving deprived people. So this is what he has to say. This is one of my colleague, Jesu Chakraborty, who is now a UNDP officer. He was my colleague. He says She has uncanny talent to spot talent in others. And this is Moni Mandal, who says that who actually joined as a executive HR. She has grown up to be HR manager. And this is one of my colleague who became Panchayat Secretary of Khunti, which is in Jharkhand. Khunti is a Naxalite area. And now what is the tool that I use? It is about resourcefulness that I cultivate in you, because I believe that everybody has at least two skills with which they can influence. And an attitude of resourcefulness inspires out of the box thinking in you and in self, and generation of new ideas, and the ability to visualize all possible ways to achieve what you desire. So even if you are not qualified enough, then also you can bring out a solution. That is what out of box thinking helps you to do. And who this is for? This is for mid career professionals with 5 to 12 years of experience who are feeling stuck and unfulfilled. And here what we do is we actually bring design a roadmap. We do a reality check with you. You become sought after. You are the only go-to person in the organization. That is what you become, because you are unique in your way, but you don't know, right? That is what we try and find out for you. And you create victories, and you are ready for at least 3 times of your salary, right? And it, mind you, leadership is a behavior, right? It is a behavior. It is not it doesn't come to you by birth. So you can inculcate that behavior, you can develop that behavior within you. And leadership, as I say, it is a behavior. And if you are very resourceful and you know you have the proper mindset, attitude, and the positive attitude, then you can show leadership, and that is how you grow. And it has nothing to do with your qualification or what other people say. You can prove it all the time, right? And who I am Sangeeta. My name is Sangeeta, and so far I have trained 18,000 professionals to impact about 1 crore lives since 2008. And uh, um, whoever I have trained, they are actually doing many good things in other people's life. So that is what I am expecting of you. You also become trained, and you also impact people's life. That is how you can feel fulfilled. And I have always, about all these 18,000 professionals, I have discovered at least two skills in them, at least two. If I talk to you for 30 minutes, I can discover two skills at least in you, which you haven't made use before towards your resourcefulness. And why I am doing this? This is because this to handle your negativity in your life and distraction, whatever is happening out there, and you use your energy creatively, because you are now complaining all the time, right? You are complaining and wasting your energy, becoming angry, depressed, all the things, that thereby wasting your energy. You can utilize that energy in bringing more out of you yourself, right? It is not anybody's responsibility. It is your responsibility only to bring out the best of you. That is why I am doing this. And give yourself time to find your own potential. That is where you can come in. Like, so if the cricket team, you know, they are very good players, but still they need coach. All of us need some kind of coaching, mentoring to develop ourselves. And all the negativity always come. I have about 12 coaches myself to rectify wherever I'm doing any mistake. So those are the things you should also know, notice, and that is why you should go for mentoring. That is why I am offering my mentorship to you. Defining moments in my life, my father taught me all this. He said you have to be a kingmaker so that you can leverage others people capability. That is how you can allow them to grow in their field, right? And always start small and build upon that compound effect. So you, whatever thing you do, don't erase, don't criticize, don't be negative. something will come out of that. Whether you have done it perfectly or not doesn't matter at all, right? You have to keep on building. That has a compounding effect, like say money compounds over a period of time. The same way your effort also builds into Taj Mahal kind of thing, great monumental effort it becomes. And if you allow the credit to go to somebody else, you will be becoming versatile and profuse, known for your broad heart. That is what is lacking. People become jealous even if they are super achievers. If they are jealous, then they are no good as human beings. That is what you will become if you don't allow the credit to go to somebody else. If you allow the credit to go to somebody else, what happens? That is just a tiny part of yours which has given credit to somebody else. And so many things you can, so many insights you can have. And be a decision maker. Suppose you can't take a decision right now. Suppose you have to post somewhere, like say nowadays it is a day of social media. If you take a lot of time in deciding what to post, then that is a decision making problem, right? If you can decide take a quick decision, because that is the characteristic of a leader. So that is the basic thing. If you take quick decisions, you can take quick decisions for an action. And if you take an action, that is when you create 50% possibility for success for yourself. Otherwise there is the success rate will be zero. If you don't take action, what success will come? And the so if you spend 5% more time in doing, knowing more of whatever you are doing, then you will save 95% later. So this is one of the thing that has defined all my work. So you will know it slowly. So first experience of resourcefulness, where did I applied or discovered about this resourcefulness which works? So this is designing of HR policy. When I was into a workshop. I don't have any background of HR, but still when I attended a workshop, HR workshop, I was the I was from a very small organization which didn't have HR policy. So what I did was I designed the HR policy and presented. And the other participants who were from bigger companies, they were very impressed. So when I applied for those companies, I was recommended for recruitment. So without having any qualification or degree or experience in those particular field, they knew that I can solve a problem. So that is how I got recruited. So that was my first experience of resourcefulness. Now, if you take industry data, what is happening? People are talking about salary, relationship with boss, work condition, supervision, relationship with peers as the main factors of employee dissatisfaction. And if you go to another graph, here is saying the same factors which dissatisfy one set of people, the same factors are good for other people. How? So what I see is, see here also, when you are unsatisfied, what happens? You are less than 20% of productivity at your office place. Suppose it takes 5 years. The more senior you are, the more time it is going to take for you to find another job. So during those 3 to 5 years that you stay in your job where you are not satisfied, what you are doing? You are working at less than 20% productivity level. That means you are not contributing to the growth of the company at all. So what are you doing? You are not achieving success for yourself either. So if there is a interview happening tomorrow, then what will you say? What did you do during the last 3 to 5 years? Right? So you should be prepared for that. See, you without uh, because of that ignorance, you have been wasting time for those 3 to 5 years. Now, according to my market research, there are a lot of issues which are not workplace related. Those are very, very personal. See, the factors that you are seeing here in white are the professional reasons only. The things which are in pink, like say comparison, fear of left behind, unsure of next course of action, lack of consistency, relationship with spouse, self doubt, motivation or inspiration, friction with friends, lack of self acceptance, asking for help, finding more pain than pleasure, no sharing, fear of change, fear of failure, something amiss, fear of getting judged, slave mindset, and concentration planning deficits. All these problems are not related to workplace, these are personal issues. And many more factors are there, personal issues which cannot be listed out anywhere, because of which your workplace is suffering, right? Your performance is suffering. So how to deal with this? So, before that, may I share a little about myself? It is my mission to impact 1 billion lives with 1 lakh super performing global players in 139 countries with $1 billion enterprise. That is my goal, my mission in life. So, where from I will get this 1 lakh super performing global players? That is what I am searching for. So, one of you, whoever takes this course, whoever comes to my mentoring, that will be a person, super performer, who will go on to impact other lives. That is why it will be a chain system of value creation. And my club of resourceful influencer is called, obviously, it is a resourceful influencer club. And all the persons who I train will become super performing global influencers, because I'll be training not only people of India, people of abroad also. And the three secrets that I have of resourceful influencing are these: the resourceful person wins continuous recognition and growth. This will be the recruitment strategy of big companies like IBM. They will be recruiting people who are resourceful rather than people who are highly qualified. So be prepared for that stage, because this outlook, this out of box thinking is going to be going to be the tricks with which you are going to be recruited. So that is the secret number one. Secret number two is how to succeed and achieve your goals despite organization related struggle. So, organization is organization. There will be friction, there will be competition, there will be jealousy all the while, backbiting all the while. Despite that, how can you achieve and succeed in your mission? The third thing is how many things you can do to stay relevant without feeling burnt out. These are the three things, three secrets that we will deal with. And this is my blueprint. We start with, I call this as a drip uh, mechanism with AHAP method. And this is the drip mechanism with AHAP method. This is what the entire blueprint is. Drip is, we start with difference. Every person is unique, but they don't know how they are unique. So that is what we find out. And build on that, we will when we are building on that, we will form resilience, and with resilience we influence people, and when we influence a lot of people we come into prominence. And what does that need? That needs your proper attitude. This is all about mindset, attitude, habit, action and perception, right? That is how leadership growth happens, which has happened to me. How did I do this? Some of my success stories are here. I did 44 lakh women in enumerated in Rajasthan in 2 months. See, 44 lakh women means 75,000 women in per day. So what did I do? I recruited 12,000 people and trained and did the work with 250 camps every day in 29 districts. So one of my colleague there, who he told me that when each team member is struggling with reports, reconciliation, documentation, payment and other things, how do you manage to have everything done and complete in time and available always to help us also? The second is Miss Priti Sahaya, senior team leader. She told, how do you manage team members whom you have never known before, even in remote places? 12,000 people, no, we sourced Those were not from my organization, they were sourced from all over India, right? And this is, after that I got one project at Meghalaya. So I have so far worked in 16 states of India, and this is the CSC project where I had trained 1500 people to be accommodated into 239 kiosks. So the national head complimented me, saying one can count on you even if you are traveling on train to send important documents. The department head NIC in Meghalaya say, how did you think about data card and VSAT about communication solution? Because the broadband was not working there, and because I was using a data card, so that is why I recommended 125 data cards to be used out of those 239 kiosk, and rest will be with visats. So my company, I had advised my company to give 5 visats because it worked. Meghalaya government actually gave about the rest of the visats in those areas. You know, the CSC project is all about the communication, right? The all the computers are connected to the server at Shillong, Meghalaya. And one of the kiosk owner whom I recruited and trained, Miss Carmolong, she told, I wouldn't have figured out this to be a business opportunity but for you. Each kiosk had to generate some money for the livelihood of these people because they were not salaried people. And the business opportunity was what? Like, say, printing, xeroxing, finding a land record certificate. For all that, they had to charge a commission. And with that, they would have generated their livelihoods of about 5,000 to 10,000 rupees. So that time it was a struggle for them because they were newly established. But afterwards, what happened is they each kiosk now each kiosk actually they demand like say 3 to 4 lakh of rupees has to be um, deposited before they can take the ownership of a kiosk. So that is how I created livelihood of so many people in Meghalaya. And then I got into the Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve area, where I created a federation of ladies, 500 ladies, which generated about 36 lakh of corpus in just 4 years. It became food scarce to food sufficient, and ladies became leaders. And the second experiment they did at this place was mustard production. We broke the mustard production record of Madhya Pradesh. And these were the ladies into two clusters, and they actually formed a board and managed those 36 lakhs themselves. I only handheld them. And they also went to become the district governing board members convened by the district collector. These were all illiterate ladies, right? So this was a big jump that I did. And in 2013, there was a farmer convention in Gujarat wherein these farmers went, these ladies went, and that time the chief minister was Mr. Narendra Modi, who is the Prime Minister of India today. And he actually chose my farmers, these farmers, to give a 51,000 check cash award, right? And she is Devti Bai, who won the CII cash award, which was of 1.5 lakh, and her topic was micro capital. Micro capital is the only key to escape the poverty cycle. That is what she understood. That is why she won the award. And the then industry minister, Mr. Anand Sharma, actually felicitated her. And this is Chandra Prakash, who won MS Swaminathan Research Foundation Award because of his because he was a lead farmer. He did organic farming, lead beekeeping, and so many mustard innovation, so many other things he did along with me. This is Lallibai, who won an award for her contribution towards SHG formation from the Andhra Pradesh governor that time. This is my colleague Jesu Chakravarti. As I told, he became UNDP officer 2 years back. This is Mukesh Kewat, who was a grassroots worker. he he is now the CEO of the farmer producer organization that we have created that time. He has already generated a turnover of one crore, oh, more than 1 crore. And this is after that I headed the HR in the same company, where I helped the organization win several awards, like this one is ICICI Foundation Award. And again, I helped the second rank effectively to rise to the manager level. And then secret number 2, do you think that I did all that without any problem? So how did I manage to do? That is what you can learn here. So the company collapsed in 2010, sidelined for promotion twice, wrong appraisal was given, not given a budget to serve the community and the clients. But every time I was sidelined or faced some kind of problem, actually, I designed something good, positive. Whenever I was sidelined in Meghalaya, it was in 2009, I created this ecotourism, which is happening right now. So, and for incentive for grassroots workers as HR head, like say it is the low level people who actually are sidelined when it comes to incentive. Only the top managers are rewarded. So this is where I kind of came in conflict with the management. I designed about 40 incentive structure for this grassroots workers. And when sidelined for the second time in 2015 because of that conflict, I was sent to field to revive a dead watershed. I revived, right? So it is a positive outlook all the ways. See, I didn't waste time in grieving and all. I did whatever was the right step at that moment. Some rules I adopted were not to fit in. Whatever others say, I am not a conformist. Whatever suits my heart, whatever my heart says, I went on to do that. And I had proven that to be successful. I made distance from all the negativity. Let go. Like say, I had forgiven people and forgotten also, so that I can conserve my energy to do better. And always I have this conviction that evidence may show later, right? If, whatever I had done, and people were kind of criticizing me that I was doing something which is not required at that time, people are following 6 years after, right? And no comparison. I didn't compare myself with other people, because whatever I have been doing, it was meaningful, and it was fulfilling for me. If you don't compare, then you can focus on yourself and the good things that your mind has, and you can implement and win accolades for yourself. Being in B zone, I am always myself, right? So these are some rules I adopted to um, uh, say negotiate all those adversity that has come my way. So these are the rules that I'll be teaching you in how to navigate all the adversity, the negativity that is coming in your way, which is making you stuck. And this is Subodh Madhi, as I said, the Panchayat secretary. He told me that, he told about me. He says that she finds a way out for herself and others. And this, in less than a year, she has revived the women groups tremendously. This was by the soil conservation officer Khuti, where I revived the dead watershed. Secret 3 is now the big secret to stay relevant without feeling burnt out. See, if you look at my portfolio, sometimes I did some agriculture projects, sometimes I did CSC projects, sometimes I was heading the HR, this and so many things. Right now, I am doing affordable housing. So, how, till when you need to prove like this that you are resourceful in every solution, every situation? So when you have this 5 to 12 years of experience, that is the segment I address, that is the people I am looking for, right? When you have that kind of thing, it is time to have depth rather than spread. Like say right now, what I did was, with all my experience that I had formed 11 farmer producer organization in Sikkim in 3 months. it takes about 1.5 months per farmer producer organization to be established. So with my experience, this is what I had done. So I saved time for my organization. And now I am facilitating affordable housing with solar efficient, disaster resilient, sustainable affordable housing to EWS. If you look closely, what I am doing is I have kind of integrated all my experience structure into one, so that this will not be a solo thing. If you I am working, so the day somebody gets into a affordable housing, he will get a roof. Along with that, he will get some um, sustainability, some livelihoods also, so that he can earn and sustain himself. And it will be disaster resilient also, because India has become very, very disaster prone after this climate thing that has gone on, right? So what I do, my secrets are facilitate, innovate, and synergize. This is the key thing that I am doing right now. This is the stage you should do: facilitate, innovate, and synergize. And this is with Professor Muhammad Yunus, who is a Nobel laureate. He is working for small enterprises so that we can fight disaster related helplessness and build wealth with small enterprise. This is what I had done in Bandhavgarh, where there is a micro capital formation. That was the idea I had worked with. And this is for advocacy, like say housing is a need, housing is not an income generating activity, but this is an income enabler. Without a house, can you earn? How can you earn? Where from can you earn? There has to be some base, right? So this is in front of the finance secretary, I had told this: housing is not an income generation activity, but it is an income enabler. Without a house, nothing can happen, no development can happen. So at that moment, what happened was, like say, how to teach people, how to tell people, like say, you cannot go on and on, like say, talking to people and educating them like this physically, right? So this is when I met the law of attraction expert, Mr. Vivek Mehrotra, who actually told me that I can be a coach, online coach, so that I can easily bring lot of people on the online space and educate them. This is the easiest way people can come and get educated about the tricks that I have followed, the and the and develop the traits that I had developed. So I'm very grateful to Mr. Vivek Mehrotra to give me this perception, wherein my big dreams have become have started coming into reality. You know, and this is Mr. Siddharth Rasigar, because in the online space you need a lot of training to install all these frameworks, right? So this is Mr. Siddharth Rasigar, who is Vivek Mehrotra's coach. So you know, in the online space, everybody needs to be educated all the time, or otherwise you will become, like say, outdated. Everything is evolving every day, so you need a coaching structure to stay updated, because you cannot grow all by yourself, right? So this is the level 1 that I have finished. So he is interviewing me for that, and this is the certificate he has given me in completing the first stage in the Freedom Hackathon. And these are the mentors that I am working with, who are teaching me, right? At this point of time, Mr. Thaddeus, this is Mr. Thaddeus Lawrence, who is educating me right now. So these are multi-crore talented people, and these people have created empires of multi crores, and these people mentor regularly to people, and I am taking their expertise, and I'll be bringing all those expertise to you. I am a single point person for all this mentoring. And this is Mr. Blair Singer, a world famous coach, and he is the coach of Mr. Robert Kiyosaki also, and he is also teaching me. He is the master coach for all my coaches also, right? Um, and these are some of the testimonials of my online clients, who have been, uh, like say, benefited by uh, my coaching. And here is the curriculum. This is a six course bundle. One is my flagship course is Leadership Growth Blueprint, and others are the bonuses about mindfulness, internal patterns, process versus results, delegate appropriate, entrepreneurship, how to be how to be unstuck and feel fulfilled. And the flagship course is about make your last few days, if you have resigned, then your last few days here unique. What you do with which nobody can replicate, and how do you create your enterprise while in job, and how to reach to an unpublished job. This is what I'm learning right now, and I am teaching you also. So I'm whatever I'm practicing, that result also will manifest while you will be in my coaching. And this flagship course is a 4-day course. The first day will be finding your uniqueness, and there will be, in the 5 days course, there will be five videos along with some discussion. And this is a dream tracker. This is also what we will be designing for you also. Remember that everything doesn't happen according to your plan, but ultimately it shows up. So you at least have to have some plan, because unless there is a plan, like say, unless you have a destination where to go, unless you decide where to go, you cannot go where you will go. So this is why a dream tracker is required. And day 2 is kind of building on you. This is about day 1, but this will be practiced in the level 2 course. This will be a practice session. So these will be building on uniqueness. Whatever uniqueness you will be, like say, outlined with, that on that will be building. Day 2 is earn credibility, right? This will be like say, unless you work on and prove, like say, everything you consolidate, there will be no credibility, right? Credibility is for others, how people perceive you. And the the format is like this: give up little letter. This one will be covering in the level 1 course. This is to build resilience, right? And this is in level 2. When you complete this level 1, you go to level 2. That is a practice course, as I say. And here this will be the extra practice that will be getting, right? Then day 3 is solve a resolve, right? Solve and resolve. So you solve a problem and resolve a conflict. That is what you will be doing in day 3. And the extra that you will be doing in Munna. So the extra that you will be covering in this day 3 is influence, and these are the practice sessions. Day 4 will be on the move. So when you are you become a pro, you will feel stagnant again. So that is when you have to decide that you have to be on the move all the time. So how you will decide, how you will know where to go. So that is when you have to take action, where you might be eliminating yourself from the workplace and moving on into something beyond whatever you have thought of, right? And these are the components of the day 4 thing. And the extra that we'll be covering in L2 is Encore portfolio. This is the prominence side, when you will be deepening your prominence. You will be known for this extra thing that you have. Not only at your workplace, you will become known for other places also, where you can support your organization plus others also. And also you can build your business as well at this time. Consultancy maybe. And as I am doing, this can be an online alternative also. The 5 bonuses that I Give is power of within. This is internal patterns. As I said, this is all about your mindset, right? Mindset and behavior. So you have to control, you have to know first. Awareness before change. So that is the ABC of your change. That is what Mr. Thaddeus Lawrence teaches, that before you know what to change, then only you can change, right? Otherwise there is you cannot change anything. If you don't know what to change, how can you change anything? So that is the factor that we that makes your power up. You can rectify, correct, and move on. So these are the subjects that we'll be dealing with internal pattern sessions, and these are the extras that we'll be dealing with in the level 2. These are the practices. And mindfulness is the second bonus. This is about soul search. So mindfulness is about be and have a third party syndrome, being in silence while working, a morning and bedtime gratitude, ABC plans are three models to execute, managing ambiguity, right? And the extra that we'll be practicing at level 3 is comfort zone. These are the things that we'll be dealing with, and these are the extra things. Third bonus will be process versus results, continuous upgrade that is required. This is about your processes that you undertake. So all the time results are may not be what you win, but your process will make you a winning material, right? So these are the components that we when while implementing the processes, these are the components we need to deal with. And the supplementaries will be make, maintain, manage mindful milestones. The fourth bonus is delegate appropriate. This is about mentoring. So at workplace, you always have to have this second rank nurturing, so that when you move on, these rank can take over your place. So it is, you have to be very open about your place. That has to go to the second rank. Otherwise, there is no growth, right? It has to be a continuous growth. The moment you at the top, if you stagnate, the other people also stagnate. So for that, what you need to do, you have to mentor them according to their strength, right? So this these you have to identify, you have to know how to do that, and um, that is what you do. And in the practice stage, in the level 2, what we do is true in with self. This is integrity. Assess yourself all the time, right? Strategize, mentoring, and kill lethargy. These are the four things you will come across at that time when you are delegating appropriately. The fifth and final is the joypreneurship. You need to enjoy whatever you are doing. So the creative diversion that you are thinking, whether you can monetize that skill. If not, you need to know how the world is monetizing that skill. And if you need to invest in that skill if you are very passionate about it, right? So this is joy. And the extra that we'll be learning is actually joy. Joy is juggle out of the box yardstick, right? And the entire course bundle is to tell like say equip you with influence, with resourcefulness, growing inner strength, building credibility, being resilient, implant influence, and anticipating and preparing for change. And the entire bundle is about 19,000, like say it is about 59,994 rupees, along with the bonuses. And the journey of accomplishment will be like say some of you will have the say whatever uniqueness you haven't noticed so far, whatever uniqueness you have, that one will be given here. And achievement and wisdom despite failures, and help your boss, that is a mindset issue. Look at your colleagues and resolve the conflicts that is there, and relive the pre-wedding days, like say resolve with your spouse if that is the problem with you. Identify one thing you want right in this moment of happy, that is the presence. You have to build your presence right and right now. what all you would like to be doing next 9 days. That is the goal setting you will have. Every 90 days is it changes slowly. Whatever you were aspiring, you were expecting sometimes back, it doesn't stay forever, so it keeps on changing. So what are those 90 days challenges? And if you have, like say, some of you undergo very bad days, so turn it into a positive story. Observe any incidents to be bringing an insight to you. Tell a story as to how your action changed a negative situation. And workplace, if your workplace is toxic, it can change to benevolent with your effort only. You are the person to change, and you should be known as the proactive person. You should be the go-to person. Contribute wherever you can without any hesitation. Become a go-to person. Build your reputation further. That is the reputation you should build, so that you will be a sought after person because you are easily approachable, right? And spread to 5 areas of specialty and then integrate to build depth. That is what you will be outlining in your excellence area. Continue to build that identity, ensure being leadership material. And if you have any question, then we can go to those questions. And if you don't have any, then what we can do is, we can this webinar price is about say 5999 instead of 59,994, about 60,000. It is just 5,999. So anybody who is interested in this, they can approach me. So this is the level 1 course, right? And yes, that is all I have to offer. And thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. And if anybody is interested, then they can approach me for this price, right? Thank you so much.